Hey everyone, it's the James and Greg Show.
And it's the end of season 25 of Dancing with the Stars.
And I have not watched the very last episode. I have no idea who wins, and Greg is going to reveal it to me and you right here on our show.
Because he's always wanted me to reveal myself to him, right?
No, not that way.
Oh, well, stick around anyway.
Okay.
The season finale of season 25 of
Dancing with the Stars. Da 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 da.
That was lame.
It was funny.
Sure.
Just like this ending. I don't know the ending, so we're just going to start with that. I don't know who has won yet.
No.
And Greg is going to reveal it to me on this broadcast.
Yes.
So.
Thank you.
He's not going to tell me yet.
No.
Okay.
So we were down to 4 competitors.
Yes.
Drew, Frankie, Lindsay, and Jordan.
Yes, I did watch Monday night's episode, which was the elimination of Drew.
Spoilers.
Well, let's tell people about, because Drew went first.
Right, so there was 2 dances for everyone. The first hour were the redemption dances where a judge picked one of the dances from earlier in the seasons
and said, improve on it.
Gave them specific notes to address, and then they had to perform that dance better, addressing those notes on the dance floor.
And then the second dance
was freestyle.
Freestyle.
Which is what makes or breaks the competition.
Oh my gosh. Did it make or break the competition, Greg? Tell me.
Nah.
No? Okay.
Okay, so anyway. So first up was Drew and Emma.
Drew and Emma. What was he wearing in the first thing?
He was doing the Paso Doble from the really bad blue and black thing.
Round 1.
Yeah, because that was the redemption one where he was off sync with everyone on the Paso Doble.
Yes, but he was very solid.
He was so much better.
He was so much better. He got all 9s, I remember.
Yeah, 8s.
Wait, on the second dance he got all 9s then?
He got 2 10s, 3 10s and a 9 on the second dance.
No, he got all 9s on the first dance.
Oh yeah, 4 times 9 is, yes, you're right. Sick still.
From you still have a headache?
I'm still sick from last week. So.
Oh, bummer. All 9s.
All 9s. And it was good.
It was solid.
It was amazing considering what he looked like when it first started.
Okay, he has gotten so thin that it almost looks strange for him to dance.
When his brother showed up, his twin showed up for the second half of that dance, you're like,
that's what you're supposed to look like.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He's lost at least 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah, because his brother looked puffy compared to him.
Is Puffy good? Because I thought his brother looked cuter.
Really?
Well, healthier. He was a little skeletal, like...
Maybe.
But you could definitely tell them apart now.
You could definitely tell. And he's getting married at the beginning of the year.
Yes, and he'll be very thin for his wedding.
And he'll be
You can't gain that back.
Right.
Oh my gosh. There was a dance that they did that I think they should do at their wedding dance. One of their waltzes.
Oh, right.
From the earlier in the season. He should do that. Okay, so that was him.
And then the freestyle was...
Oh, very interesting.
Swing, jazz...
It was...
Something? Mishmash?
The stop and the... Oh, yeah. So it was very aerobic.
Right.
We could say that. And then there was like the stop in the dance that was very staged, but it didn't work to me because I knew it was so staged. Yeah. It was like, why is she yelling? I know what she's doing right now.
Well, in the piece that they showed beforehand, he was talking about I want to reflect my personality. Here's my ideas for it. So it was a lot of her incorporating his choreography into it.
Oh.
So it really was his piece that they did.
Very jumpy. Jumpy, jump, jump.
Yeah, and as we'll talk about in the later ones, there's a difference when you're dancing with professionals. Like with him, you can go, well, he's a celeb, and those are the professionals around him.
Right.
But like on the later dancers, you're like,
which one's the
you
pro?
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I couldn't tell the pros from the celebs. So basically, that was Drew and Emma, and they are gone.
Yeah, they got a combined score of 75, which doesn't matter.
No,
so,
and bye.
I think he lasted a week longer than he should have. I think Victoria should have made it into the final 4.
Oh, Victoria was, yes, maybe, but you know what, Drew, my mama didn't like him.
Right.
And she's from Vegas, and you're supposed to root for your fellow Las Vegans,
right.
But she was like, I don't like the guy.
Would it be Las Vegans?
No,
Vegas?
we meet.
Las Vegases? Well,
Las Vegans. We've always
Las
been
Vegans.
Las Vegans.
I like Las Vegans better. So next up was Frankie and Witney. So
Frankie.
the redemption was the foxtrot that they did from earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was much better.
It was much better.
Yeah.
He redeemed himself.
He got 2 10s and 2 9s.
Very nice. I thought it was cute. He did a Frankie did a Frank Sinatra song.
Right.
So it was Frankie Frank. So I thought that was good. His breath in the movement was very nice because from the first time he did it, now you can see how he breathes when he moves.
Yeah,
Like,
and the arm moves. And,
and it flow with the breath. I thought that his breath was like impressive.
right. And then the freestyle was controversial
Why is it controversial?
because normally it's fun and light and uplifting.
Oh, and he had a serious face.
he did the dark paso doble tango mashup.
Did you see what he was wearing? It was like, if anybody knows Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation,
Right.
it is me. And I was hoping he'd do a Joseph Gordon-Elliott and do like Janet Jackson. Did you see Joseph Gordon-Elliott do Janet on Lip Sync Battle?
Right.
I was like, he's gonna do Janet Jackson. He's gonna do Janet Jackson. It was a paso doble, but it was very strong. It was very good.
And Bruno actually saw the Janet Jackson connection in spoke Rhythm Nation when he was talking about it at the end. So.
Yeah, I saw that right away.
But I thought he looked like an evil guard from The Wizard of Oz.
Ooh, you mean a flying monkey?
No, he didn't look like a flying monkey. He didn't
Like
have
he
wings.
turns into one later? Isn't that what happens? Don't those guards turn into flying monkeys?
No.
Who turns into the flying monkeys?
Well,
Munchkins?
it depends. It depends. In Wicked, they explain the flying monkeys are an experiment by the wizard.
Okay, guards.
Sure. And for both of his dances, he got 2 10s and 2 9s.
Yes,
They were fine.
that's strong.
They were fine.
He's the most improved, if you ask me.
Yes, and he struggled, and he was the most emotionally invested in
Oh
it.
my God, he cried.
And he sees it as a,
He cried in his package. He did. He did.
yes, that's better than crying on your back. Anyway,
my gosh.
I feel like it's a renaissance for him, is the way he put it. That
Yeah.
he's coming out of his shell again after some health challenges and disappointment that his race car career ended because of wrecks.
Right.
And it's like a renaissance, I think.
Yes, and he does have a fan base. You heard that crowd chanting, Frankie, Frankie, Frankie. Oh, it made me almost cry.
And it was all the
so
young girls that were freaking.
Yeah.
So it had me wondering about who was going to win if he had that.
That's what I thought
Big of a fan
too.
base, too.
Like his votes are getting split with Jordan.
But the points, I think this is where the points matter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so next up was Jordan and Lindsay. The redemption was the
My
Charleston.
guy. That's my guy.
Right. Redemption was the Charleston.
Yes, and Len said, oh, you're not doing much Charleston. At least do 3 moves of Charleston this time.
Right.
And he even showed them a move that they wanted. He wanted to see in the dance, and they incorporated it. Very smart.
It was all Charleston and Lindy.
It was all Charleston and Lindy Hop.
Amazing.
10, 10, 10, 10.
It was.
I can't even say, oh my God.
It was amazing. And then came the freestyle. And the freestyle was putting on the Ritz, which the choreography was Broadway level.
Oh, the choreography was Broadway level, the performance was Broadway level. I could not tell which was a dancer, like a pro, and which was the celebrity.
They were so in sync, even with the light strobe one where they looked like a still frame
Oh
moving
yeah,
across.
jumping, and yeah. Amazing.
It really was. It was one of those things where you're like, damn.
Yeah. Well,
He
we
is-
always have to remember that kid is super talented, and he was on the #1 Broadway musical, Hamilton, on Broadway, playing, who did he play? John Lawrence in the first act. In the second act, he played, I think, Hamilton's son. But in the first act, he plays one of Hamilton's best friends.
Right.
And so I'm researching because I didn't love the musical Hamilton. I thought it was meh. But so I was like, what did he play in that? Because I had just seen it. Well, this person, when I was researching the history of it, Hamilton was bisexual. Did you know that?
I did not.
And this John never had a girlfriend or a wife or anything, and was his like sort of boyfriend.
Oh,
And their letters were all released. And there's lots of innuendos and the letters that they wrote to each other, John and Hamilton. So I thought that made me like it even more. Like
The more you know.
Okay, that's all I have.
But the putting on the Ritz was amazing.
Yes, putting on the Ritz was amazing.
So 10s all the way across the board. So the pressure's on Lindsay. If she wants to have her fan base save her, she has to have 2 perfect dances.
And she goes last.
Both, yeah, for both.
Both.
Yeah. So the first one was a redemption quick step.
Which I thought very good. Strong.
She was in hold, like, as I said, for almost 2 minutes, straight, proper, shoulders back.
Exactly what she was told to do by Juliana.
The steps were
Juliana.
so in sync with Mark.
Yep.
It was beautiful. It wasn't flashy. It was just a very nice, competent, well done quick step.
Yes. So, and it got,
They got 4 10s.
ta-da.
So the last
She's
dance
on her
of the
way.
day, she had to get all 10s on it to stay close to Jordan,
Yes,
right?
she did. And
They did. Remember,
this is your girl, by the way.
I know.
This is who has all his money on.
She did a freestyle which incorporated
Her violin.
her playing the violin.
Yes.
And it was,
Pretty amazing.
It-
It's something you've never seen before on
Yeah.
the show.
and halfway through the song, she is given a violin hidden by the group, and Mark dances with her in hold while she's playing.
Yes, and on key and in note and all
And then they do a couple of throws.
yeah.
Do a couple of throws while she's playing. She lands on her feet, hands it off, and finishes the song. Oh, awesome.
Oh wow, guess what he got? Pumpkin
My
pie.
favorite.
A little early.
Thank you.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
thank you. I
You
got
have to
one too,
finish.
just for coming.
You have to finish.
You have to finish.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie. I like me some pumpkin pie.
So she got, so it was an amazing show.
It was an amazing show.
And she got 4 10s.
Okay, here's one thing that I didn't love about her performance with
Which one?
Mark in the freestyle.
Okay.
So, you know when, I don't know if you know this, but when there's these ballroom competitions and they're usually kids ages like 5 to 12 or whatever that are in these
Yes.
competitions,
Yeah.
they make these faces that they kind of always have to make. Like,
Yeah. Mark.
Mark had some crazy faces during that dance, like he was 12.
It was
And
awesome.
I thought that she started to do those faces too. Like if you could freeze a few of those faces
right, yeah.
and like go, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's
the
one.
whole thing.
Yeah, so that kind of like takes me out of it.
Oh.
The faces. Because I'm not watching the dancing, I'm like, what face is next?
I thought it went with what they were trying to achieve and that being
Oh, like
her,
high energy and
she's just a goof too, right?
Yeah.
So I figure it kind of went hand in hand with that.
okay. I can agree with that.
So at
But-
the end of Monday night, they let Drew go. Jordan and Lindsay were tied with 2 perfect scores, 80 each, and Frankie was 4 points behind.
Ooh, Frankie.
So then on Tuesday, they had 2 more dances that added to the score.
Oh, I didn't know
And
this.
then they had a 5-minute window where people on the East Coast and Central Time could vote. So it had the potential to completely change the
It
scores.
did.
So
Based on popularity.
yeah. So the first dances were the dancer's favorite dance.
Okay.
And they all picked something from early in the seasons, so they were short dances. And
Oh, yeah. So they were like a minute.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then the second dance was the fusion dances, where they were assigned 2 dances the night before the show. So Monday night they were given
Okay.
it, and they had to do a 30-second routine on. With
What's
the
a fusion?
It's
that
like
mean?
samba and tango.
Oh, okay.
And samba and what was it? No, and tango and paso doble.
Okay.
And what was Frankie's? I forget. But so
It'll be right here.
it
Salsa and
something. So anyway,
They all were Latin dances, it sounds like.
so what happened is it was a potential if either Jordan or if Jordan slipped up or Lindsay slipped up, it would break that pack up.
Oh.
But what happened at the end of both dances for all the dancers is Jordan and Lindsay got perfect scores on both, so they remained tied.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it changed nothing about that score.
And then just made the gap bigger for Frankie.
Yeah, and
so
dropped Frankie
was
down.
let go.
So they came to the final thing. But a couple other things I want to say before we get to that part.
Okay.
So all the different casts that came out and performed in the second on the Tuesday night show, I was pretty impressed because Nick Lachey came out and sang a new song.
Oh, like a...
About dancing.
About
not dancing.
Okay.
And then Debbie Gibson came out and sang a Christmas song.
Ooh.
Jordan came out and sang a Christmas song. Lindsay
Oh.
performed with a singer.
Like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
because she's on tour right now.
Okay.
I was very impressed that in the middle of, basically it was in the middle of the first and second dance, they all had to come out, completely change their head.
What did Vanessa Lachey do?
She danced.
You know what she could do? Take Aaron's place for you.
God,
Aaron
anyone
Andrews'
can.
place.
We should do it. But, but I was impressed by the fact that they were able to step back into their regular persona and perform.
Right.
And then not 5 minutes later, get back out there and dance again.
I like how the Jesus lighting is hitting you just so you know. No, I like it. Oh, keep speaking.
And
Dance,
so
Lord.
They came down.
Dance, Lord. Speak to me.
But the funniest thing is they brought the creepy old lady back from
Yeah.
Cochran.
Cochran. Barbara?
Yeah. She didn't learn any of their choreography.
Oh, she just was up there like
She was up there
jerking around?
doing the high kicks wrong. And they had all the male performers there with shirts off, and she was like touching, and it was just...
You mean in this day and age when you could be cited for anything she was doing that?
And I think they didn't announce it, but I think T.O. danced with him at that point too. Cause he
Oh,
was
with
up there
his shirt
him.
off?
Yeah. So,
That's okay.
yeah. But it was a little like, I don't need to see this.
I don't need...
They blocked.
Yeah, they blocked her in the second half when she really had no clue what the choreography was.
That's fine.
But
Okay, so get to the end.
so
What
they
happened?
They put all 3 up there.
Okay.
And Frankie was like, "Go."
Well, I kind of got that already.
And then they went to a commercial.
Okay, and then they came back.
And then they came back.
And then
And then the winner was announced. And it was Jordan.
Called it from the beginning of the season. Our pro dancer became a
But he deserved it.
Mirror
He
ball
was
winner.
Amazing.
He was amazing. He was amazing from the beginning, though. Honestly.
And I think Lynn had a great note on Monday. Jordan's a great dancer. And Lindsay is a great performer. I thought that was a great
I agree,
note.
because she is a performer.
Yeah.
I think I'm more of a performer, and then you're more of a dancer.
I'm your private dancer, dancing for money. But
I agree with that.
I think that was the strongest finals since I've been watching.
Like
'cause
those top 2 are like top 2.
to be honest, I checked out for several seasons until we started doing this again. But I really think that was the strongest finals. Those two, it
Neck
was
and
amazing.
neck and neck.
And you know, Lindsay really stepped up and did, when she needed perfect dances, she did perfect dances at the
She
end.
did not falter, and her extensions are still beautiful, more beautiful actually.
She's so limber.
So, and he, oh my gosh, you know what that means? My Lindsay, my blonde Lindsay, first time to win a mirror ball.
And I think she's been on there since
And that's what I've been trying to do.
season 19 or season 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been there for a while.
She's been there for a while, but she was never assigned someone awesome.
Right.
I mean, she brought Dad, you know, the Cubs pitcher all the way to the end.
Right.
But this, she deserves it.
So that's
I'm
it.
so happy for her.
That's the season.
That's the season. That's
It
our
was-
season.
pretty good. Yeah, so that's our season 2.
Oh, I thought it was good. I give it.
I absolutely enjoyed watching Jordan and Lindsay perform.
Yes. And you'll get this, Greg. The next season is starting in
March, I believe, is what they announced on air.
and it's all athletes.
10 athletes and only 4 weeks long.
So that means probably twice a week, with maybe, or double eliminations every week. But I bet the athletes will be from the Winter Olympics, because the
Right.
Winter Olympics are in February, and then the March this happens. So I bet they take whoever's like hot at the Olympics and puts them into this, along with some other
Right. Because from what I can tell, you get the celebs get a 2-week head start on the premiere.
you know, it's going to be some American ice skater. It's going to be some like
Snowboarder.
snowboarder, some guy that has really big thighs that does that side-to-side skating.
And-
What's that called? Skating?
Side-to-side speed skating,
Yes.
like Apollo Ono.
Yes, those thighs.
But it's also right after the Super Bowl, so you know they'll try to get.
Oh, maybe a
try to get
ring,
this-
a
try to
person with a ring, or someone that really shined at the
Right.
bowl.
Right. So, anyway, so you know, starting in March, we'll be doing recaps again for Dancing with the Stars. Until then, we'll be I don't know.
I say we do the halftime review at the Super Bowl because Justin Timberlake.
But two things we knew that's coming up that y'all want to stick around for. One is I have to pay off my bet.
Yes,
And what is it?
pole dancing. That is going to be sexy.
And we're going to review A Christmas Story live on Fox.
Yes, we will.
I believe it's December 17th.
Yep, that'll be great too. And we know that you love musicals too, these live ones.
Yes.
Don't you?
And one person wants to say goodbye.
Oh,
and
Greg's
check
daughter's
around
here.
and check with us next week because she's going to have a segment of her own. But come here, Sam. Say goodbye
Yep.
to everyone for the season.
Here she comes. Here she comes.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching the James and Greg Show.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. You know what we need you to do now?
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yes.
And then share this, like it, and comment on each video.
Yeah, you'll see lots of special guests.
Yeah, and watch our episodes. We do recaps of your favorite shows. We have little adventures. And we have special guests.
And sometimes we're funny.
Subscribe.